My husband demanded a DNA test because our son was born with red hair. The results proved he is the father, but they also exposed a family secret that destroyed his parents' marriage. Before we continue this story, let us know which city or country you're watching from. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss more stories, and leave a like on the video. I am currently sitting in a hotel room with my 3-month-old son, Leo. My phone has been blowing up for the last 6 hours. Calls from my husband, texts from his mother, voicemails pleading for me to come home. But I can't go back. Not after what they did to me. Not after the things they said. I never thought my life would turn into a soap opera over something as simple as hair color. I have dark brown hair. My husband, Jared, has blonde hair. His parents are blonde and brunette. My parents are both brunettes. So, when our son Leo was born with a shock of bright coppery red hair, we were surprised. At first, it was just a joke in the delivery room. The nurse laughed and said, "Wow, looks like the milkman visited." We all chuckled nervously. I was exhausted from 20 hours of labor, and I was just happy Leo was healthy. I didn't think twice about it. But Jared did. The change in him was slow at first, then terrifyingly fast. In the hospital, he held Leo, but he stared at him with this strange, calculating look. He didn't have that soft, overwhelming love in his eyes that I expected. He looked confused, and then suspicious. When we brought Leo home, the silence started. Jared stopped helping with the night feeds. He claimed he was too tired from work. I caught him once looking up recessive red hair genes probability. "Is something wrong, Jared?" I asked him one night. He didn't even look at me. "How many people did you sleep with before me?" he asked. His voice was cold. I was stunned. "Jared, you know the answer to that. Why are you asking?" "Because red hair doesn't just appear out of nowhere, Sarah," he snapped. "Neither of us has it. None of our parents have it. Explain that." I tried to be rational. I tried to reassure him. "I have never been with anyone else since the day we met. I promise you." He didn't believe me. The situation exploded 2 weeks later when his mother, Linda, came to visit. Linda is very proud of their family lineage. When she saw Leo, she didn't coo or smile. She frowned. "Well," she said, looking at me with a sneer, "he certainly doesn't look like a Miller." That night, I heard them whispering. "She must have stepped out on you, Jared," Linda hissed. "Look at him. That child is a stranger. You can't raise another man's bastard." "I know, Mom," Jared replied. "I can't even look at him without feeling sick." Hearing the man I loved say he felt sick, looking at our innocent son, broke something inside me. I packed a bag that night, intending to leave, but Jared stopped me. "If you leave, you're admitting guilt," he told me. "We are doing a DNA test, tomorrow. If you have nothing to hide, you'll agree." "I have nothing to hide," I said. "But if we do this, Jared, there is no going back." "If it comes back positive," he scoffed, "I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you, but we both know it won't." The next week was pure torture. We went to the lab. The technician swabbed Leo's cheek, then Jared's. The drive home was silent. Jared refused to hold Leo. He refused to buy groceries or diapers. "I'm not spending money on a kid that isn't mine," he said. I felt so alone. I looked at my beautiful baby boy and cried until my eyes were swollen shut. Then, the email came. We were sitting in the living room. Linda had come over for moral support for Jared. Jared opened the email on his phone. His hand was trembling. "Well?" Linda asked eagerly. "Tell her to pack her bags." Jared stared at the screen. He didn't speak for a long time. "Jared?" I asked, my heart pounding. He looked up at me. His eyes were wide. "He's mine," he whispered. 99.998% probability of paternity. The silence was deafening. Linda snatched the phone. "Let me see that. This must be a mistake." No, Mom, Jared said, his voice hollow. It's not a mistake. He's mine. He stood up and took a step toward me. Sarah, baby, I put my hand up. Don't you dare come near me. I was just so scared, he stammered. Please, you have to forgive me. You called our son a bastard, I said calmly. You let your mother call me a whore in my own kitchen. I know I was wrong. Jared was crying now. But we're a family. But there is still one question, Linda interrupted. She wasn't apologizing. Where did the red hair come from? It's biologically impossible unless it's a mutation. It's recessive, Linda, I snapped. Impossible, Linda declared. The Miller line has been traced back 5 generations. There isn't a single redhead. Jared's father, God rest his soul, certainly didn't have it. Well, science doesn't lie, I said. Jared has the gene, which means one of you gave it to him. Linda turned purple. Are you accusing me of something? I'm just stating facts, I said. I have it. Jared has it, which means one of his parents had it. Jared looked at his mother. Mom, she's right. It had to come from somewhere. It's a mutation, Linda shrieked. But the seed was planted. You know, I said, pulling out my phone. Since we're so into DNA tests, why don't you take a 23andMe test, Jared? It will tell you exactly where the carrier gene comes from. Linda looked terrified. That is ridiculous, she spat, grabbing her purse and storming out. That reaction told us everything. Jared ordered the test that night. 3 weeks later, the results came back. Jared sat at the kitchen table. Okay, he said. Let's see. He scrolled down to the DNA relatives section. He froze. It says... Jared swallowed hard. It says my father isn't my father. I put the bottle down. What? It says I have a half-sibling, Jared whispered. A half-sister. I don't have a sister. He clicked on the profile. Her photo. She had bright, fiery red hair. Jared started digging. It turned out this woman's father was a man named Arthur. Arthur was an old friend of the family. Arthur had red hair. The realization hit Jared like a freight train. His father, Robert, the man he idolized, was not his biological father. Linda had an affair with the mechanic. Jared was the product of that affair. That was where the red hair gene came from. It wasn't from me cheating. It was from his mother cheating 30 years ago. Jared drove to his mother's house in a rage. She denied it at first. But when Jared showed her the photo of his half-sister, she broke down. She admitted it. Robert had fertility issues. She wanted to give him a son. So, she slept with Arthur and never told Robert. She let him die believing the Miller line was secure. And the irony? She was ready to destroy my marriage to protect a secret she had been keeping for 3 decades. Jared came home broken. He fell to his knees. Sarah, please. He sobbed. My family is gone. You and Leo are the only real family I have left. Please don't leave me. I felt pity for him. But then I remembered the look in his eyes when he accused me. I remembered him refusing to feed Leo. I'm sorry, Jared, I said, zipping up my suitcase. I can't stay. Why? He begged. Because you broke it, I said. You broke us. If the test had been wrong, you would have thrown me on the street. You didn't love me enough to trust me. I picked up Leo. You can see Leo on weekends, but I will not be your wife anymore. I walked out the door. That was 3 days ago. Since then, the fallout in his family has been nuclear. Jared told everyone the truth. Linda has been shunned. Jared is a mess, sending me flowers and begging for forgiveness. But as I look at my son, my beautiful red-headed son, I know I made the right choice. His red hair exposed the rot in his family tree before it could infect ours. For the first time in months, I feel light. I feel free.